Welcome back. Last week we were working on refurbishing our tiny porch at the cottage. Everything was going really well, and then
the weather is awful today. It's quite stormy. It's really windy and heavy rain, and the wind's blown all the rain towards the side of the cottage. And guess what? The leak still isn't resolved. We've still got water ingress, despite everything that we've done. So as you know, we had all of the old plasticky paint removed from the outside of the cottage and the cement render, repointed it with lime mortar so that the cottage can breathe once again and dry out. We've had repairs done on the roof. Adam was up on the chimney doing chimney repairs. There were slight hairline cracks, so he managed to resolve that. The cowl on the disused chimney on this gable end, Adam thought that because it's an old cowl and it sits quite high up, it's perhaps, and it doesn't have a guard or a shield on it to stop the weather getting in, perhaps the rain was getting in that way and trickling down the disused chimney. Maybe that was another source for the water ingress. But despite fixing all of those issues, the next stormy weather we're having, it's still getting in, and it's just I just don't know what to do. We've got water coming in behind the log burner stove, so it's coming in from this gable wall somewhere. The opposite side of the end of the cottage is fine. It's coming in this way, but this end of the cottage takes the brunt of the weather. We always get the worst weather blowing this way. And it's quite exposed, all that open countryside on this side, whereas that side of the cottage, you've got the pub and then there's the rest of the village beyond, so it's a little less exposed. But we've got water dripping down behind the log burner stove. I can hear it. It's dripping onto the stove, and it's tss, tss. It's fizzling as it hits the hot metal on the stove. We've got water coming in through the usual place, that window recess in the living room. So there's little puddles of water on the windowsill. Oh, and we've got water coming in the porch that I'm just bloody in the middle of decorating and trying to get it looking nice again. So annoying. Adam thought he'd resolved all of this the other week when he was up on the roof. And we did have a couple of rainy days, and Adam was checking, and he was saying to me, it's fine, especially the porch, that seems to be resolved now. And lo and behold, I checked today because I could hear dripping, and I went out and there's a little puddle of water on the windowsill in the corner of the porch, which is where the water was getting in prior to Adam doing the repairs. So I don't know what to do. I'm kind of at the end of my tether a little bit here. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the cottage to bits, and I love this lifestyle that we've carved out for ourselves in this wonderful village with such wonderful neighbours. But by God, this is really testing my patience now. I'm actually really beginning to struggle with this because I don't know what the f*** to do. I'll need to wait and see when Adam gets home, see if he has any thoughts or suggestions. But like I said, we've tried everything. We've looked at the roof, we've looked at the chimney, we've looked at the lintel above the window. It really does feel like one step forward, two steps back sometimes with this place. So Adam had told me that the roof in the shed, in the boiler shed, is also leaking, which is annoying because there are electrics in there, we have lots of things stored in there. So let's go and take a look. Oh God, Adam's shallot's hanging up. Right. Oh God, yeah, you can see the floor is soaking. Oh man. Look at all the wet. Oh. There are bloody puddles everywhere. You've got, that's the boiler there. I mean, there's electrics and things in here, for God's sake. Adam's put that tray there, I think, to catch the drips. So, I don't know where it's coming. It's obviously coming from the roof, I'm assuming. Or trickling down that back wall. Hello, Benji. This space isn't for Labradors. I'll be out in a minute. And there's even drips on these tools here. Only slight drips, but that shows that it must be dripping from the roof and not just the back wall there, which is where Adam thought it was dripping from. I mean, it does seem to be worse over there because that's where the flooding is mostly, is in that area. That's so annoying. More worryingly, if the boiler gets water in it, or the electrics get water in and it all goes boom, we could end up with no bloody hot water or central heating in the cottage. Well, central heating, we've got the log burners anyway, but it would be annoying not to have hot water. I think we're just going to have to get a roof, try harder and get a roofer out, because we're convinced the water ingress in the cottage is no longer anything to do with the chimney, no longer anything to do with the pointing on the exterior gable wall, because we've addressed all of those issues, so it must be something to do with the roof. And also in here as well, something's going on with this roof as well. I mean, I'm standing here and I can see drips.
Okay, so that is the undercoat on, the undercoat primer on both doors. All I need to do now is just leave it a day to dry, and then I can give it another undercoat if needed, and then get the top coat on. Doesn't look too bad actually, does it? Well, it certainly looks a lot better than the white UPVC. And there is the other door with the undercoat. I actually think it's going to really transform these white doors. We have ordered some new handles to replace these, but they haven't arrived yet. And the same with that one. That one was a bit broken anyway. Thing is, with the double glazed UPVC doors, there's not a lot of choice of handles. They are kind of all designed to fit most doors, and there's only like 2 or 3 styles that they come in, and it's usually either a horrible gold brassy colour or chrome, or like a matte kind of brushed chrome, if you know what I mean. So which ones do we go for? You'll just need to wait and see. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm at work early in the morning, so I'm going to leave this for now, and then I'll give it another coat tomorrow. See you soon.
So what did the roofer say?
So when the roofer came out, he had a quick look, like just observing from the ground the roof and the chimney. He said there were a few things need doing up there, but he didn't seem to think it was anything to do with the roof or the chimney that was causing the water ingress around the window and the fireplace.
Right.
So he seems to think it's coming through the wall.
Okay.
So what he suggested is get a hose pipe and just stand for 10 or 15 minutes hosing the wall down around where the fireplace is and around the window,
yeah,
and see if we get the water ingress. So he stood and hosed it down all around the window, all around here where the fire is on the other side.
Yeah.
I was on the inside observing, and sure enough, after about 10 minutes, it started leaking on the inside of the window again.
No way.
Yeah, yeah. So what he was saying is pretty much like what some other people have said. There is a reason why old cottages and old buildings like this are...
Render on.
Yeah, in the old days they would have been whitewashed with a lime wash. And then, you know, since the 50s and 60s or whatever, people started putting cement render on and then painting them with plasticky masonry paint. And there's a reason they do that up here in Scotland or in Ireland. You see a lot of white cottages in Ireland as well. It's because stone is obviously porous,
yeah,
and because of the harsh weather up here, it can saturate the stone and end up seeping through to the other side. Which we kind of suspected anyway. That was one of my main concerns, is once we stripped all the render and the paint off, is it then going to leave it super exposed?
Yeah.
But the problem was with the...
So you're going to paint it?
No. The problem was with the render and the paint, it was letting water in anyway because it was all cracked and water was getting trapped behind it, as you know, so it needed to come off. So what he'd suggested is some of that stuff that you can paint over it. So it's like
the waterproof, breathable membrane.
Yeah. So I got from the stonemasonry store. It's like a clear stuff that you can spray or paint onto the stone wall, and it's weatherproof, but it's more importantly it's breathable as well. So you will need to put 2 to 3 coats on, and the problem is like the rest of the cottage is fine. We're not getting that water ingress, are we? It's just here because this takes the brunt of the weather.
Yeah. The kitchen wall doesn't seem to do anything, does it?
No, true, but there is no... Yeah, that's a point actually, yeah. So why we're seeing it around this window in the fireplace is because sections of this stone wall have been cut out.
And this is also older than over there.
Yeah. But sections of this wall have been cut out to make the window. This window was added, we think, back in the 60s or 70s, and the fireplace. So instead of like... a double thick stone wall like that, you've only got one layer of stone, so that's how the water's able to penetrate through. So that's what he recommended. He said, try this stuff. You may need 2 or 3 coats of it, and you probably need to redo it maybe twice a year or something as well, which is a pain. But that's what he seems to think.
Well, let's try it and see.
For the living room window and the fireplace anyway, the porch roof,
Yeah.
that's a whole other issue that he said he'd need to come back out and go onto the roof and remove tiles to see where that's coming from, because the job that you and Ian did back in the summer, he said that's a temporary fix. It's only a matter of time before water starts finding its way in again, because it did seem to stop it for a while, didn't it? And now it started again, the water leaking in the sealant through the roof and the porch.
The thing is, it could be that piece of wall just above and the water's coming through.
It could be, yeah, I don't know.
Well, let's get that spray stuff then
Yeah,
and spray it, and it's going to be dry now, hopefully, the rest of the day.
yeah.
That cloud's come over there, so it should keep going.
Right, let's get it done now then while it's dry, before it starts to rain again. You going to supervise, Benji? Going to supervise?
The streets feel alive. We're mixed with life. Ghost town blown down, and life shines back. Going fast, such a blast on a train, on a boat, on a plane. So good to feel the rush again, and it's never coming down. We're invincible. You and I can, we take a spin down the highway, never let go. So we drive to the show and we shout, we don't know how it goes. So good to feel the rush again, and it's never coming down. We're invincible.
Well, we haven't got issues with this wall, but we've got enough of this stuff to do a second coat, so I'm going to give this a coat as well, because this does get the prevailing weather. For belt and braces. Ooh, shit.
So how many coats does it need?
2.
That looks like it's drying already.
Yeah. I'm just going to chuck a bit extra on this area.
Yeah.
'Cause this seems to be a bit of a problem area. And then it can have another second full coat in a bit.
So, now that the porch renovations are almost complete, I can finally start turning my attention to other spaces within the cottage, starting with this area, my office, because for far too long, since moving into the cottage just a little over a year ago, I've been living out of boxes. So every time I want a book, a pair of scissors, a hard drive, a pen, anything, I'm having to go digging through all of these boxes to try and find stuff. So I had considered just putting up temporary shelving quite a few months ago to put stuff, to store stuff, but I always knew I was going to be redesigning this space anyway, so I figured buying and building temporary shelving would just be a complete waste of money and time. So do you want to see some of the concepts and mock-ups that I've designed? I think you'll like them. Let's take a look. So here we are. This is this area, this room, completely stripped out. You can see the similarity. So in this image, even the flooring is removed because at the moment we've got this horrible, cheap-looking laminate flooring, which hasn't even been laid very well, and it's starting to lift and chip in areas. So that will go. The only thing that has stayed is the radiator. The light, I haven't decided what I'm doing with the light yet, so I'll leave that for the time being. And the Velux window, of course, is remaining. Now, ideally, I would love to have another Velux window installed on this side of the office. We did have somebody out to give us a quote for the cost of that, and we were looking at around £2,000. We don't have the budget for that at the moment, so that will need to wait. Okay, so let's have a look. Are you ready? This is my idea for the integrated storage. There we go. How about that? So to start with, we've got this gorgeous darker wood flooring. So if you remember in the bedroom, we fitted engineered wood flooring, oak wood flooring. And why that works well for us in comparison to solid wood flooring is because engineered wood flooring, the way it's designed and constructed, it's a lot more forgiving than solid wood flooring. And what I mean by that is it is less likely to warp if you spill something on it, providing you wipe it up quickly. There shouldn't be any issues. And just with having obviously pets, it just seemed the more practical solution to go for while still having that solid wood feel and texture to it. So I'm going to go for similar flooring for up here in the office, but a darker tone of wood. I think that'll work really well. So you can see the cabinetry. Now, I'm not made of money, and as a designer, I do know that something like this would typically cost around £25,000 to have it bespoke made by a company. Obviously, that would be solid wood. You'd be looking at oak or something like that. But I don't have that kind of money. So for something like this, would be using IKEA furniture and doing a bit of an IKEA hack. You know, Adam and I are dab hands when it comes to modifying IKEA furniture to make it look more bespoke and custom than it actually is. If you remember the master bedroom refurbishment, we did a similar thing with the wardrobes and made the wardrobes look far posher than they actually are. So my plan is to do a similar thing using IKEA kitchen cabinets for this area here. So we'll have kitchen base cabinets along the bottom, obviously drawers here, plenty of storage, a solid wood worktop, space in the middle for my office chair. And then we've got bespoke shelving following the slope of the roof here. Now, one of the key things to interior design to make things flow throughout the house, or the cottage in our case, is taking elements from one room and carrying them through to another room. And what I mean by that is behind the desk here, you can see we've got this bead and butt paneling. Now, if you remember the bedroom refurbishment, we also had some bead and butt paneling. And the inspiration for that is the end of the kitchen units, which also have a bead and butt style paneling. So you see there's a theme going on here. We're just taking little elements from one room and continuing them through to other spaces. The vintage industrial style wall lamps, these are very, very similar to the ones also in the bedroom. The colour of this is Faro and Ball Denims, I think is how it's pronounced. So it's this gorgeous, subtle greyish, bluish colour. So I think that'll work really well in this space with the dark wood flooring. So let's have a look with the decor. There we go. So there's an example with all of my books and knicky knacks on the shelves, and obviously my office chair and the lights lit. I will need to get rid of this horrible smoke detector, fire alarm, and swap that out for a newer one. There we go, we've got a nice rug there because, as you can see, Benji loves to lay up here and keep me company while I'm working. So a nice cozy rug for him, and also that'll help with the acoustics of the room. So if I'm in a Zoom meeting or a Teams meeting, things aren't going to sound so echoey, which sometimes is an issue that you can have when you have a solid wood floor. And just to throw in another element there, we have exactly the same design but with a different rug. So we've got the more modern looking rug, something a little bit more contemporary, and then we've got something a little bit more vintage style. So what do you think? Do you like them? I hope so. So this project will be, it's not something we're going to be doing within the next week or so. This will be something that I will need to plan and purchase everything that I need over the coming weeks, the coming months. Will it be done before Christmas? Who knows? It would be great, wouldn't it, to see it? Anyway, just jumping back a second to the damp, the water ingress. So earlier on, as you know, Adam sprayed that weatherproof, breathable, clear stuff on the gable end of the wall. I think he put about 3 coats of it on. And you'll be pleased to know we have had heavy rain since, and not one single drop of water within the window recess or the porch. So hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, I don't want to tempt fate, that will be the end of that, with a bit of luck. Anyway, I better get back to it because that porch will need another coat of paint, and I need to finish these designs. It's nice to be working on this porch during daylight again instead of just at night time. So I'm actually on my lunch break at the moment. I've snuck down to continue painting the door frames. So it's had its second coat of undercoat primer. If you remember in a previous video, what I was saying is a little tip is to lightly sand down with fine grade sandpaper in between coats, just for that super smooth finish. So I'll do this, then I can put the first coat of top coat on. And give it its first top coat. So the colour, yet again, that we're using is Farrow and Ball Cooking Apple Green, same as we used on the windows and the rest of the porch. So I'm just cutting in around the edges first before I use the roller on the larger surfaces. And we're not sponsored by Farrow and Ball in any way, shape or form. It's just that I do like the quality of their paint and the colour choice. However, Farrow and Ball, if you're watching this, please feel free to reach out to us. Or any other paint manufacturer for that matter. There are other brands that we have used in the past and we like, such as Coat Paints and Lick Paints. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Right, I think that will do for now. Let that dry and I'll give it a second top coat later on. What do you think?
It's very green.
It's not too green, is it? Do you like it? Don't you like it?
Yeah, it's
yeah,
good.
such a misery.
What do you think, Jim? It's good.
Well, after all that hard work, I think it's paid off. I'm happy with it. Do you like the doors? The doors look good, don't they?
Yeah, they're much better than
Much better
PVC
than
white.
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. We would have loved to have replaced these doors with some nice traditional solid wood doors or even composite doors, but we just don't have the budget at the moment. So a lick of paint will need to suffice. Right. Well, I think should we go and get some food?
Mm-hmm.
This has been a challenging week. Do you want to tell them or shall I?
Tell you what, I'm having a week off next week. You keep saying no, you can't have a week off. Well, I am.
You deserve a week off. What he's trying to tell you is there ain't going to be a video next week, guys.
No.
We both feel a little bit frazzled just with all the cottage renovations we've been doing and our day jobs as well.
Yeah.
So we feel as though we've put a video out continuously almost every week since we moved into the cottage just over a year ago now. So we're going to take a short break, recharge our batteries, and then we'll see you the following week. Although by the time you see this, we may very well be back from our break anyway, might we?
Well, you might be. I'm staying wherever we're going. It's going to be good.
So I hope you don't miss us too much next week. For those who perhaps are new to our channel, feel free to go back and watch some of the earlier videos of our journey moving to the cottage. And the three of us will see you next time. So it'll be what, a week on Sunday?
Yep.
Yeah, a week. So in 2 weeks time.
Yes.
Yeah.
A week on Sunday. Then you tell him. Tell him.
Right, have a good one, guys, and I'll see you soon.
See ya.
Bye. You going to say bye, Benji?
You going on your holidays as well?
Where are you going for your holidays?
Where are you going?